Hey, good morning to ya. Time for the morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. Hanging out here in Southeast Iowa on a Tuesday, January 30th. Welcome in on the morning wake up live from Shetler Studios in big old Sigourney, Iowa. Let's get to our forecast here on a Tuesday morning. It's brought to us by our friends at the Garden Gate in Sigourney. You know, Valentine's Day coming right up on Wednesday, February 14th. Make sure you get your orders in from the Garden Gate. They've got new spring merchandise coming in. They've got Valentine's Day. They are ready for Valentine's Day. I mean, they might be scrambling a little bit. But they'll have everything you need for Valentine's Day. They've got the roses. They've got the fresh flowers. They've got the gift ideas. So get ready for Valentine's Day with Cindy and the gals at the Garden Gate. They're located at 105 South Jefferson in Sigourney. Let's get my camera over here just a little bit. Let's see here. They're at 105 South Jefferson in Sigourney, 641-622-3191. And hours are Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturdays, 9 to noon. For today, look at this forecast. Finally, we are on the rebound, folks. Cloudy skies today, a high of 39, and northwest winds a little bit windy, gusting up to 25 miles per hour. Clouds tonight, low of 28. Tomorrow, that's what we need to look forward to, is sunshine tomorrow, 51 degrees. That snow will continue to melt away. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow night, a low of 35. And Thursday will be partly sunny and 51. So 50s on the way here in Southeast Iowa to end January and begin February. So, a decent forecast. You know, we've been kind of in the deep freeze in January with lots of snow. So going to start off February with some nice weather here in Southeast Iowa. Your weather brought to us by our friends at the Garden Gate. Hey, coming up later on today, we will get up our question of the day, brought to us by Amy's Salon House and Spa at 202 North Main in Sigourney, where you can call or text for an appointment. Hair, spa, extensions, products, tanning, and more. Get into Amy's Salon House and Spa. They always give us our question of the day, which will go up during the noon hour today. And we're just going to play off of all the drama, the love. Oh, the love in Kansas City right now. With Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift. My question for today, will Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift get married? We'll just continue on with all the Super Bowl mania. Will Travis and Taylor get married? Your thoughts, that'll come up. Our question of the day will officially go up on the Steve Shetler Media Facebook page during the noon hour. So make sure you get your comments in there. I posted yesterday's question of the day was, what are your predictions for the Super Bowl? I predicted that if the Chiefs win, Travis Kelce will get down on one knee at midfield and ask Taylor Swift to marry him. Will it happen? I don't know. I just thought I'd throw it out there. So we're just going to kind of continue off the momentum of that. Will Travis and Taylor get married? That'll be our question of the day. Just a reminder, get your vote or your votes in for this week's Keokuk County Hospital and Clinic's Athlete of the Week. Man, you know, I couldn't narrow it down yesterday. I just went with a ton of high school athletes to be put on our poll this week. So you can just scroll through my Facebook page, get back to the poll that was put up yesterday, and get your votes in. We've got athletes from all over the area. Of course, you can always get your nominations in for the folks from Sigourney, Keota, English Valleys, Tri-County, Pekin, EBF, Montezuma, Oskaloosa, North Mahaska, Ottumwa, Cardinal. You know, basically all those folks right here in our Southeast Iowa area. That's for males and females both. And we'll announce our winner coming up on Friday. So right now, lots of wrestlers, lots of basketball players. Got a few bowlers in there as well on our Athlete of the Week poll. I know the EBF wrestling team, and I think Rihanna Utterback and I think there is a more wrestler from English Valleys that are all getting a lot of votes. So get your votes in and help decide our Athlete of the Week, sponsored by Keokuk County Hospital and Clinics. Later on this week, here on Steve Shuttler Media on Friday, we will have our Iowa Music Showcase live at Barnwired in Sigourney, 11:30 to noon. We do it every Friday at Barnwired. You can stop into Barnwired, get some coffee, get some lunch, and sit back and enjoy the live interview and live music every Friday with the Iowa Music Showcase. Royce Johns, the real Royce Johns, not just a drawn picture of him as we're seeing right now, but the real deal, the real McCoy, Royce Johns, will be live at Barnwired in Sigourney coming up this Friday from 11:30 to noon. Royce, he's the real deal, man. He writes and plays some great country music, and we'll have Royce coming up on Friday, the Iowa Music Showcase live at Barnwired. Stop in there. Now, we don't have any Keota basketball this week. Our last game will be coming up on Tuesday, February 6th, as Sigourney will be at Keota for your next Keota game. We will have the sports section live at Brothers Market coming up this Saturday morning from 8 to about 8:30, somewhere in there, 8 to 8:45. And we just kind of wing it on our sports section at Brothers Market. Make sure you stop into Brothers Market. They've got their new, I don't know, what do you want to call it? The kind of the spirits, the wine and spirits. The new section there where the old pharmacy used to be. So stop in and see the new stuff going on there at Brothers Market. Sports section coming up on Saturday morning. All righty, we are doing the morning wake up. Hey, do want to point out, right down here, we've got all of our sponsors that rotate throughout our morning wake up. And you can look, coming up here in just a little bit, we've got a brand new sponsor on, Signs Plumbing, out of Harper. So we thank them for jumping on board here on Steve Shuttler Media. Also, another newer sponsor is Mandy's, I think it's Mandy's School of Dance is what it's called, in Oskaloosa. They are on for a little while as well. So we thank Mandy and Signs Plumbing for coming on board as sponsors here on Steve Shuttler Media. Hey, let's get to a bunch of good mornings here in the comments. Jackie, good morning. Ashley, Alan, my number one fan. Alan Sellers. How you doing this morning, Al? We got Dixie. We've got Monica, Amber, Jason, Kurt and Kathy, Sherry, Eloise. Eloise, are you back from wherever you were? Is it Florida that you were hanging out in? Nice and warm. Let's see here. Sandy and Tamra. So yeah, lots of people tuning in, hanging out this morning on the morning wake up. Glad to have you along with me. You know what we didn't do earlier? You won't be able to see it, but let's get a look at our current conditions as far as the weather goes. Our weather, of course, always brought to us by the Garden Gate. And currently, we have humidity at 89%, northwest winds at about 10 miles per hour, the old barometer at 29.99, and 35 degrees here in southeast Iowa. So, decent start to our day on a Tuesday. Let's go ahead and do some birthdays. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. And you. Birthdays for today. Gene Hackman. He is a great actor. Boy, he is getting up there. 94 years old for Gene Hackman. I mean, I'm trying to think of the Gene Hackman movies that I know. Of course, Hoosiers, one of the all-time great movies. And then he was in that one movie. Was it with Denzel Washington? I don't know. I'm forgetting. Gene Hackman, though, 94 years old. Wow. Gene Hackman, 94. Other birthdays today, Vanessa Redgrave, the actress, 87 years old. Former Vice President Dick Cheney, 83. Singer-songwriter Phil Collins. He was in Genesis, of course, had a great solo career. Phil Collins, 73 years old today. Actress, comedian Brett Butler from Grace Under Fire, 66 years old. One of the Fab Five, Jalen Rose, basketball player, commentator, 51 years old for Jalen Rose. Actor Christian Bale is 50. We've got rap singer Kid Cudi. When I need a little rap, I just sit back, get the Kid Cudi on. No, I don't. I'm kidding. Kid Cudi is 40. And then wrestler from WWE, Becky Lynch. Seth Rollins' wife, Becky Lynch, is 37 years old. All right, those are your birthdays for today. Good morning to you. Let's see here. Bruce, Barb, Nick. Good morning. Thank you for hanging out this morning here on the Morning Wake Up. On this date in history, on this January 30th, it was on this date in 1847, the California town of Yerba Buena was renamed. Does that name ring a bell? Yerba Buena? Well, it was renamed San Francisco. So, yeah. Can you imagine all the San Francisco references that we have in life instead being to Yerba Buena? No. San Francisco. It was on this date in 1933, the Lone Ranger made its debut on radio. Radio theater back in the day. When I was in radio school, my old teacher, Charlie Honold, one of the things we had to do, he made us do like a radio theatrical thing. That was part of a class. You had to write and produce an original radio theater drama, I guess is what you could say. So that was a lot of fun. So it's kind of a lost art these days. The Lone Ranger debuting on radio in 1933. Let's see here. Today is National Plan for Vacation Day. Oh, man. I haven't had a vacation in a while. I had 2 months off last year from June through August. An unexpected vacation, but it would be nice to take a real vacation. Maybe I'll start thinking about that today. It's National Plan for Vacation Day. It's also National Inane Answering Message Day. So if you have a really weird answering message on your answering machine, does anybody still have a home phone? If you have like a goofy answering machine message, that is today's the day. Does anybody else remember? I grew up, I'm born in the 70s. I think it was probably in the 80s. There was a television commercial for like an answering machine tape that you could buy, and it would like put really, really goofy songs to like classic music or something like that. And there was, leave your message at the tone. Does anybody else remember that? I clearly remember that as a TV commercial where they would sell these tapes that you could put in your answering machine just for some fun. Anyway, if anybody else remembers that, comment. Let me know. I would love to know if you guys remember that too. Hey, Stella is making her debut. Come here, Stella. She's not making her debut. She makes an occasional appearance here on Steve Shetler Media. So Stella getting some love. I love my Stella. She's the best. She's my girl. All right. Stella blindly wandering into the studios this morning. And when I say blindly, I literally mean that. Stella can't see very good. She wants out now. She wanted to come in. Now she's wanting out. All right. Things you need to know. By the way, good morning to you, Steve. Good morning to you, Nancy and Melissa, chiming in the comments. All right. Things you need to know for today. Speaking of San Francisco, Yerba Buena, as they used to call it, with the Yerba Buena 49ers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Game Time, gametime.co, an app and website for last-minute tickets, has released ticket prices for the game in Las Vegas. Currently, the lowest priced get-in seats, as they call them, are available How much do you think? How much would you pay to go see the Super Bowl in person? Well, according to this, get ready to pay. These are the cheap seats. A little over $9,000. The cheap seats. The nosebleeds. $9,269. Now, evidently the top price seats, at least on this website, are a little over $38,000. So, yeah. I think I'll watch it home for free. Let's see here. Other things you need to know. House of the Dragon actress Millie Alcock has landed the role of Supergirl in James Gunn and Peter Safran's new DC universe. So again, Millie, the new Supergirl. Things you need to know. A new season of the show Password will return on March 12th on NBC. I have never seen that show. I have never even heard of that show. I don't watch a whole lot of regular television. Most of my viewing is on streaming. But I'll tune into regular TV for sports and stuff. But that's about it. Let's see here. Terry Bradshaw, he was absent from Fox Football's coverage on Sunday, apparently dealing with an illness. So best wishes for Terry Bradshaw. Let's go to the Princess of Wales. Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, has left the hospital and returned home to Windsor. After her no, not the abominable snowman, her abdominal procedure. Hours later, King Charles was also discharged after his enlarged prostate procedure. I don't know. That's my weird British character, I guess. So all of those princes and kingly sorts out of the hospital. I'm going to make myself cough. Let's stay there in Britain. The British government is banning the sale of disposable vapes to help prevent the children from becoming addicted to nicotine. That's a good thing. If you couldn't understand what I was saying, the British government banning the sale of disposable vapes to help prevent children from becoming addicted to nicotine. So bravo. That's a good thing for the old Brits. We can't get enough of Taylor Swift. You got to check this out. We got to know, will Taylor Swift be there at the Super Bowl? Well, her Super Bowl week schedule looks like this. She has 2 shows of her Eras Tour in Japan that week on February 7th, and then a second show on February 10th. And that is the night before the Super Bowl. Now, not saying that she's going to, but there's always a but. The time difference would allow her to do her concert in Japan and then jump on a jet and arrive just in time for Super Bowl festivities. So she'll be there. She has to be there. She's part of the draw for this year's Super Bowl. Because as I'm predicting, after the game is over, if the Chiefs have won, I'm predicting it right now. I need to get like my hat on that Johnny Carson used to have when he, the Swami or whatever he was called. That was Keith Berman. I'm predicting that Travis Kelce will propose to Taylor Swift at midfield after the game if the Chiefs win. If not, he'll hold off. But we'll see if that happens. If you're going to Disney World anytime in the near future and expect to catch the Country Bear Jamboree attraction, well, it's temporarily closed for a refresh and will reopen later this summer. One of the last attractions at Magic Kingdom that Walt Disney himself actually helped plan. So again, the Country Bear Jamboree, they're probably going to ruin it by refreshing it and redoing it. I mean, Disney has ruined everything here in the last few years. Jay Leno. This is sad news. Jay Leno has filed for conservatorship over his wife of 44 years, Mavis, who has sadly been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. So, Jay Leno there. iRobot says that a planned deal to be acquired by Amazon is not going through now, which is going to force the maker of Roomba to lay off 31% of its staff. I guess 30% of the staff wasn't enough. They had to go with 31% of the staff. Martin Short. Are Martin Short and Meryl Streep dating? No. Martin has shut down that rumor. He and Meryl Streep are not dating, only on their show, Only Murders in the Building. But in real life, they are not dating. Good morning to you, Renee. Let's see here. Nothing says I'm angry and I'm going to protest something like ruining a famous painting. Well, that almost happened. A couple of protesters hurled soap at the famous Mona Lisa in Paris on Sunday, but fortunately it was protected by a layer of glass. They were arrested, so why ruin? I mean, it makes no sense. Why ruin? Why even try to ruin the Mona Lisa just because you're protesting something? You big babies. Let's see here. Paris Osborne, she threw a party for her 1-year-old son, Phoenix, over the weekend. Had some celebrities in attendance. Kelly Osbourne, Lance Bass, and Rumor Willis. I mean, that's like a C-list of celebrities. Come on, Paris Hilton. You can do better than that. Bring in the A-listers. We want some big names. Because your 1-year-old son, Phoenix, really cares about the celebrities that are there. Let's see here. What to watch on TV, kind of, we're in that time of the year. It's a little bit boring on TV. What do you get to watch? We got the Super Bowl coming up, of course, but the Grammys will be coming up on Sunday night on CBS. Joni Mitchell will be performing on the show for the very first time, evidently, performing on the Grammys. Trevor Noah will be hosting. Others that'll be performing include Billy Joel, U2. Was this like a senior citizen edition of the Grammys? You got Joni Mitchell, Billy Joel, and U2. Billie Eilish, Dua Lipa. Is that how you say that? And Olivia Rodrigo. Also going to be there at the Grammy Awards on Sunday. Finally, in things you need to know, American Airlines is paying attention. They've renumbered their flights from Kansas City to Las Vegas in honor of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, because we just can't get enough of Travis and Taylor, or Taylor and Travis. Since Taylor Swift was born in 1989 and Travis Kelce wears jersey number 87, they are now offering Flight 1989 to run twice from Kansas City to Las Vegas on February 9th and February 10th. After that, Flight 87, in honor of Travis Kelce's jersey number, leaves Las Vegas for Kansas City. So, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. Oh, I just love it. I just love it. Good morning to you, Nathan. Glad you could tune in right when I was doing that, Nathan. Gene and Lori, good morning to you as well. Food news. Just in time for the Super Bowl, Cheetos. It's not easy being cheesy. Cheetos Crunchy Buffalo flavor has arrived in stores. Make sure you pick up a bag of that for Super Bowl. Burger King, they got some new stuff. The Whopper getting a makeover. The new Candied Bacon Whopper featuring sweet bacon jam, lettuce, tomato, crispy onions, little garlic, little candied bacon, and a Whopper patty on a seeded Whopper bun. So look for the Candied Bacon Whopper. Hey, good morning to you, Sherry. Good morning to you, Brian. Appreciate you guys. Let's see here. Also, food news. Valentine's Day coming up. Dairy Queen getting in on the Valentine's Day stuff, as they have begun offering their Red Velvet Cake Blizzard treat and their red velvet cake Blizzard Cupid cake. So you can get that for Valentine's Day. And Oreos, going to be making some announcements in the Super Bowl with the help of Kris Jenner. What we know for sure, there's a new Cakesters flavor of Oreos, a black and white cookie flavor, and permanently joining the Oreos family are the gluten-free golden Oreos. You know, if you're not going to eat your gluten, just pass it over to me. I will take your gluten and just eat it all up. Give me the gluten. I actually don't even know what gluten is, but I don't mind it. How about Dunkin'? They're unveiling their Valentine's Day inspired dough notes, like dough, D-O-U-G-H, dough notes collection, which features 4 different types of donuts. The You Color My Word donut, the I Love You a Chocolate donut, that sounds good, the Your Berry Sweet donut, and the Without You I Would Crumble donut. So some new donuts at Dunkin'. Good morning to you, Bubby. Bubby's in the house. Hope you're feeling better, Bubby. Glad to see you this past Friday night at the Keota game. Let's do today's impossible question. It's not impossible. I think it's possible. Anything is possible. All right, today, 1 in 4 people claim that they can feel this in their joints. What do you think that is? Can anybody answer that quickly in the comments? Again, today's impossible question. 1 in 4 people claim that they can feel this in their joints. It is a storm. People think that their joints are prophetic. They're forecasters. Yes, Sherry, you got it. You're a little late. JJ, you got it too. But yeah, some people can feel it in their bones. There's a storm a-brewing. Interesting stuff. Let's see here. Let's do some weird news. Wait a minute. I think I threw away some of my weird news. Got Valentine's Day coming up. New Jersey Animal Shelter has come up with a unique solution for anyone who has ever felt like their ex shouldn't reproduce. As part of a Valentine's Day promotion, Homeward Bound Pet Adoption Center in Blackwood, New Jersey, is offering to name a feral cat after a donor's ex and then neuter or spay the cat in question. Funny stuff. Let's see here. Pennsylvania State Police are investigating after a Walmart employee discovered a Civil War revolver while changing the trash in the parking lot on Tuesday evening. Again, a Civil War revolver, a gun, found in the trash at a Walmart. Police in Gettysburg said they discovered, I'm probably going to butcher this name, a Pieta 1851 Confederate Navy revolver after being called to the Walmart. No further information about the gun, how it came to be in the trash was released, but somebody threw away a Civil War gun in the garbage at a Walmart in Gettysburg. Silly people. Let's see here. Let's go to Joyzy. It's a meat mystery in New Jersey. Heather Doherty says that she woke up Wednesday morning to what she thinks is, of all things, pepperoni. She was thinking, what in the world? Of all things, she says, from the door to the edge of the porch and then strategically placed down the stairs to the driveway, and 4 slices on the hood and 4 slices on the trunk. She's talking about pepperoni pizza. Somebody vandalized her house with pepperoni pizza. She's lived in Manville all of her life. Again, this is in New Jersey, including 16 years at her home. She says her house has never been vandalized before, not even on like Halloween or anything like that. She says, quote, "We're trying to figure out Who goes around with 2 loaves of pepperoni in the middle of the night and cuts it up into slices and throws it onto people's property? I mean, we've never been vandalized either here at Shetler Studios. But if you want to vandalize my house, you can vandalize it with a large pepperoni pizza, warm and toasty inside of a pizza box. But you can ring the doorbell and leave it for me. That's how you can vandalize my house, and I will gladly eat it. Thank you in advance. Let's see here. Missouri. Let's go down to Missouri. A member of the Missouri Senate has proposed a rule change that, if passed, would allow senators to challenge each other to a duel. Yeah, you got to do it the old-fashioned way. We'll see if that passes in the Missouri Senate. Also, in some weird news, did I play the weird?
That is weird.
Got to play the weird guy. Let's see here. A generation of children who learn to write on screens now going old school. Starting this year in California, grade school students are required to learn cursive handwriting after the skill had fallen out of fashion in the computer age. So that's a good thing. I mean, my cursive writing, you can't read it. It's impossible. And finally today, in some weird, with little more than a mallet, a glue gun, and color-coded instruction manual, 11 unskilled laborers built an entire 96-unit apartment building in Palm Springs, Florida, in less than 2 months. The interlocking blocks, which snap together like Lego bricks, were developed in Turkey and used in more than 100 building projects there since 2012. I don't know if I would feel safe on the top floors of this 96-unit apartment complex made out of giant Legos, but, to each their own. Yesterday we briefly talked about old woman names that could be making a comeback here in the near future. How about old man names? Today.com. They say when it comes to baby naming trends, old man names are on the rise. And here are a few examples, like Alvin, Archibald, let's see here, Calvin and Hobbes, Dwight Schrute, the assistant to the regional manager. Also names like Hardy, Grady, Edmund, Theodore, and Winfield. Hello, my name is Winfield. I am your butler. So some old-fashioned men's names that are on the rise. Let's see here. We got to see tomorrow, of course, Neil Crott. Hot Neil Crott will hopefully be hanging out in the studio. I got to save some of this stuff for him because we got to talk about some stuff tomorrow. Let's see here. Files of Law and Disorder. A dying thief who confessed to stealing a pair of ruby slippers that belonged to Judy Garland. She once wore in The Wizard of Oz, because he just wanted to, quote-unquote, pull off one last score, was given no prison time at his sentencing hearing on Monday. The U.S. District Judge accepted the recommendation of both sides that he sentence 76-year-old Terry Martin to time served because he is housebound in hospice. So not much time left to live. That thief of the ruby slippers not going to be going to jail. Let's do some good news here. Let's check in with an Arby's in Georgia. A school district in Georgia reported their meal balance has been paid off by a corporate foundation grant after it announced it would start giving cheese sandwiches to students who had lunch debt. City Schools of Decatur, Georgia, released a statement on January 25th saying they had an $88,000 district-wide lunch debt, $88,000, that had to be eliminated, and all past student balances had been forgiven. So again, the $88,000 in student lunch debt eliminated, all past student balances forgiven. In a press release from Arby's, the fast food company said that through the Arby's Foundation, it was able to donate over $200,000 to completely pay off not only the $88,000 in lunch debt, but also another $73,000 to the Cobb County School District, $35,000 to another school district, and over $7,000 to yet another school district. So the Arby's Foundation taking care of a lot of school lunch debt in Georgia. And then let's go to some duh. A man impersonating a police officer attempted to pull over a pickup truck on the interstate. I'm not sure where this is at. They're not telling me where this took place. But it was along an interstate. Justin Marshall, 36 years old, was taken into custody shortly after the incident. According to the sergeant, a spokesperson for the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office. Again, they're not saying what state this was in. But the deputy chief was driving an unmarked Ford F-250 and saw a white SUV with a Fraternal Order of Police license plate driving recklessly on the interstate. Now, Marshall, the SUV's driver, activated flashing blue lights he'd mounted on his vehicle to initiate a fake traffic stop. Now, ignoring the impersonator's maneuver, the deputy initiated a legitimate traffic stop. Marshall was found not to have a police commission or badge, and Veal said authorities determined he was not a law enforcement officer. He had to be physically restrained and taken into custody. Deputies reportedly found a gun and a police radio in the vehicle. He was booked into jail on a count of false impersonation of a police officer. You get the duh.
Duh.
That is your morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. Again, let's get a look at our forecast. It's brought to us by Cindy at the Garden Gate, where you can get all your Valentine's Day needs taken care of. Cloudy skies today, a high of 39, a little bit on the breezy side. But then look ahead to Wednesday and Thursday. Going to have some sunshine coming up and low 50s for the high. That is your morning wake up here on Steve Shetler Media. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Hopefully Neil Crott will be by my side, and we'll be having some fun here on camera on Steve Shetler Media, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Again, we appreciate all of our sponsors down there in the corner. We got all of our sponsors rotating down here. We've got some newbies hanging out with us, like Signs Plumbing and Mandy's School of Dance in Oskaloosa. Always appreciate our sponsors. Always appreciate you guys, of course, for hanging out, for liking, sharing, and commenting. I'll tell you what. The likes, the shares, and the comments have picked up dramatically in the last week. You guys are really, really helping me out by doing that, because that just increases the visibility of everything, lets the sponsors know that their ads are getting seen by a lot more people. So appreciate you guys, appreciate my sponsors, and we'll do this again tomorrow morning. Coming up later on today, we will have our In Remembrance of video at 8 a.m. We'll have the What's Happening in Southeast Iowa video coming up at noon. We'll get our question of the day with Amy's Salon House and Spa, and then hopefully we'll get a message from Jackie Jarms at Be the Light Ministry coming up this evening. So lots to get to today here on Steve Shetler Media. Otherwise, we will see you again tomorrow. And thanks for hanging out here on the Morning Wake Up.